Hi everyone, my name is Jerry Wise and I'm the director for the Center for Self-Differentiation. I work with clients in my office, I work with them online, on Skype, basically anywhere that in the English-speaking world. I've got a lot of clients who come to me and ask me, how can I get my family out of me? So this video is entitled Family Hunger, How Can I Get My Family Out of Me? I had a client who was struggling with a very toxic family who had basically used her, cut her off, would treat her disrespectfully, and even tell lies to other siblings about her. No one was willing to confront the troublemaking sister, and no one wanted to cause more problems. My client has felt hurt, confused, abandoned, mistreated by her family, used, and basically used and thrown away by her family. Her sister would fly in from Florida and visit her two brothers in the same town where where she lives, but not even tell my client that she had even been there. The sister has children that are close in age to her age and doesn't make any efforts to connect them with their cousins. And this felt really painful for my client, and it has for years. Also, my client did feel very bad because she felt her kids were not getting the benefits from the extended family that she was hoping would happen. And due to this dysfunctional pattern, her kids are kind of alienated from their cousins. The mother had died, and the triangles and cutoffs continued in the family. Mom would be the one to bring the family together. Now everybody's kind of disjointed. This client called me and wanted to know, how can I get them out of me? I realize I can't expect much from them, but I'm still suffering the emotional struggles and problems and hurts and obsession about it and those kinds of things. And she talked about feeling disappointed and even left out and even feeling lonely at times because she feels kind of family abandoned. Many people have lots of leftover what I call family hunger from either family abandonment or the hunger they feel inside to have a normal family, to have those parents that you always wanted, to have the siblings that interact with you in a healthy way, to have your children interact with their children and cousins interact with cousins, etc. And this family hunger, let me describe what family hunger is. This yearning to have what other people seem to have with their family of origin. The longing for understanding parents and supportive siblings, hoping for enjoyable family holiday times with extended family members, wanting to never feel left out, and always being included in family and sibling events, feeling orphaned, feeling abandoned by your family of origin, feeling the pain, shame, and guilt of having parents who don't show very much in the way of caring, empathy, or understanding. And as holidays approach, we wait by the phone to see if we'll get a ring to invite you to family gatherings, rather than just hearing it through the grapevine that they're having a family event somewhere and I guess I'm supposed to show up. Feeling hurt or disappointed that no one from your family sent you a happy birthday card on your birthday. Even though birthdays may not be so big for you, you feel like, couldn't they even just remember one day and it's my birthday, everybody knows when my birthday is? Not hearing a word. Something big happens to someone in the family and you're the last to know. Or you come to know it accidentally or through the grapevine. Family hunger involves never feeling accepted by your family of origin, no matter how hard you try. Believing that someday they will change enough to meet your internal needs. or that you will change enough that they will want to meet your needs or want to be connected to you. You have wanted to cut off emotionally from your family of origin. This also can be family hunger as well, because either we feel enmeshed or we want to cut off. Both are the result of overcloseness. So we want to get enmeshed. Why don't they call me? Why aren't we connecting? Why aren't we talking? To, I'm just going to cut off from them. I don't even care. When really we do care. We're just whistling past the cemetery. In other words, we're going to cut off from them to show them how big we are and that we don't need them anymore. But actually the pain continues inside. And this family hunger can be exhibited in wanting to cut off emotionally from your family of origin because it's just too painful to experience their dysfunction or toxicity. Because it was too difficult to maintain being yourself while staying connected to this rather dysfunctional family. So what can we do to get our family of origin out of us? I've got some tips I want to share with you, and this is what I use and what I talk to clients about and how to help them get their family out of them. One of the biggest problems I deal with is this. Clients have way too high expectations for their siblings and their parents. They assume their family of origin should act normally, though when you get the history from them, actually their family has never acted normally. They should act with empathy and insight and maturity, and the family never has had any of these three since my client was a child. But yet we still expect that and want that to happen. We yearn for that to happen. Our families are made up of people, of human beings who are flawed, who have problems, who have their own issues, and they will get expressed in family dynamics. So lowering our expectation of our family can help tremendously. We expect so much from them. I know, and remember, this video is a generalist video. In other words, I'm talking to a general audience. So maybe in your own family there might be some exceptions. I always try to make that clear in the videos. Sometimes people will comment on my videos and say, oh, well, my family's not exactly that way. Well, it may not be. But in general, I think it's good to lower your expectations for your family of origin. People may ask, well, you mean I should lower my expectations and not expect them to cuss me out and to be disrespectful and to say bad things about me? Well, it's not that I think you should think that's all okay, but what I help people try to understand is that's the way your family is. That's what they do. Why do you let that bother you so much? That's their issue, not yours. Even if they're calling you names, it's still not, that doesn't make it true or real. That's their own anger, frustration, dysfunctional or systemic feelings that cause these things to come out of them. And yet we take them so personally. And it's like, why do you want to take that so personally? Though I fully understand, having experienced that in my own life, for sure, I fully understand how that feels very much like us. But we'll talk about that in just a minute. Do your family of origin grief work. Give up your dream of having the family you always wanted, the family you always wanted to have, or as some have called it, the Norman Rockwell family, if you're a little older, maybe my age, or the Leave It to Beaver family, or the Huxtables, or whomever it might be. Do the grief work that it never was, and it never will be that way. And we may need to cry and get over that, and let that go. It's okay to let this go. You will find more happiness and actually experience life in a more happy way if we can let go of this fantasy. Rather than if I let go of this fantasy, it will never happen and I will be totally miserable the rest of my life. And I'll feel lonely the rest of my life. No, you're going to feel lonely because you haven't let it go. That's why we feel so lonely. Number 3, stop believing this, that all my needs are real. Most of our dependency needs from childhood are not real. They were real when we were children, but in terms of now, they're a part of our inner child architecture. and we expect or want our family of origin to meet those now. Those needs are not realistic and are not real now. For example, me as an adult, I need a mother who accepts and understands me. I need a mother who will not criticize me all the time. These are not real needs. They're wants, but they're not needs. You can live and thrive and be healthy without any of these. So that's why I say they're not real needs. Again, there may be something you want. It's okay to want something. I mean, I'd like to have a Rolls-Royce convertible. That's a want, but it's not a need. And probably will not be getting that anytime soon. So remember, those are wants, not needs. But oftentimes we think of them as needs, and then our existence depends on them. Fourthly, stop believing this, that all my hurts are real. The hurts we feel are often the re-injury to our inner child, but really should not be impactful to our inner adult. Our hurt seems very real. Hurts are real to our inner child, but should be next to meaningless to our inner adult. So if a sister calls you a creepy witch to her brother, that wounds your inner child. As an adult, I don't care what she calls me. It doesn't matter. Inner witch doesn't even make sense. And if she thinks that way, that's the way she thinks. I know I'm not that way. If that's the way she thinks and wants to tell people, and some people want to believe her, what can I do? But I have no need for her not to do that. I have a want for her to not do that, but that I don't have to feel re-injured or re-hurt by that every time she does it. That's my inner child stuff that I haven't resolved. The inner adult should say, who cares? Really? That sounds pretty crazy. You know, a wicked witch or a stupid, arrogant brother or whatever you want to call. Okay, if that's what you think, that's what you think. Though it's not real, and it's not going to affect me as an adult. My inner child, those inner hurts become less and less as I deal with my inner child issues. Stop thinking this. I think all my anger is real. I feel so angry at my parents or my family. I just want to hurt them as badly as I have been hurt. This anger is inner child anger, which requires healing and letting go and accepting that me, the adult, I don't need to carry around that anger anymore from behaviors that my family have done in the past or even doing now. Anger hurts me. It doesn't hurt them. It hurts me. So I want to be careful how real I put a stake in this anger, that this is totally legitimate and totally reasonable. And often we do get confused between our inner child, or what I call like systemic feelings, feeling systemically hurt. That's where you're a 47-year-old adult, your mother tells your sister that she thinks you're selfish, and you feel hurt by that. That's not real hurt, that's systemic hurt. That's hurt from the dysfunctional family systemics in which the inner child has not been healed and it feels re-injured. But as an adult, it really shouldn't matter. You can tell my sister whatever you want to tell her. You can tell her I'm crazy as a loon. I would rather you not, but it's not necessary that you don't. Number 6, when we fight over feeling heard, which is often a complaint I hear quite often from people, where they will say they don't feel heard, they don't feel understood, they don't feel accepted, they don't feel respected, they feel undervalued. Often when we fight over these issues, we are fighting over something which is really an unnecessary item we don't need or require. My family of origin does not need to understand me for me to be happy. My family of origin does not need to accept me for me to be happy. My family of origin does not need to respect me. They don't need to value me. Those are all wants. Those are certainly wants, but they're not needs. I don't need to have that done. We feel needy and fight and have conflict over something like being accepted, because without it, we will have to be miserable or less of a person or maintain our low self-esteem. That's what we often fear and feel. And I heard a quote recently. It was like, but actually it's like two bald men fighting over a comb. I teach people to stop needing and stop yearning and stop fighting over a comb they don't need. I tell the two bald people, why are you fighting over this comb? Neither of you have hair. But we don't see it that way. We see it as, you don't understand, I've got this whole head of hair and I need that comb. So we fight over acceptance and feeling valued and those kinds of things. When actually, let the comb go. You don't need it. 7, letting go does not mean cutting off and emotionally cutting off. It means I am neutral. I have a strong sense of self and I can be who I am. I am not triggered or reactive to your invitations to argue or to put me down or to disrespect me or get in a fight with you or a verbal argument or whatever. I have no need for that. So again, letting go doesn't mean cutting off. It means becoming neutral. And I try to help people become neutral, where they feel more stabilized inside. 8, getting my family out of me means moving from parents with a capital P to seeing them or seeing your family as fellow human beings. Or I've even gone so far as poorly evolved primates. We're all poorly evolved primates. So is your family. So are you. Capital M for mom, capital D for dad, turning them into Mary and Bob rather than mom and dad and have them so powerful. Resist biology. Well, but they're my parents, Jerry. They are my blood parents. I realize that. They will never not be your blood parents, no matter what. They will never not be that. But biology doesn't mean you have to stay enmeshed. And they say, but they're my parents. And I say, and your point is? They're still adults with, as the Bible says, feet of clay. I mean, we're all human. And we're just all of us. And as adults, they're imperfect. As parents, they were imperfect. This is the dealt we got. This is the hand we got dealt. So you can deal with you. You don't have to make them all right and make them right and fix them and those kinds of things. Number 9, I ask clients to look at the downside of getting my family out of me. Or if I let go of my family, what do I lose? And resolve those fears, issues, and concerns. That's very important. Looking at the downside of a positive behavior or event. That way I can more easily let go of something. Number 10, knowing over-involvement and over-enmeshment with our family of origin is measured by how much we are under-involved in our own lives and our own sense of self. Those that are highly enmeshed and highly worried about what their family of origin is thinking, doing, believing, feeling about them, I then look at their lives and go, well, how much do you do in terms of self-care, self-awareness, self-love, self-determination, self-direction, self-motivation? Often it's very low because they've gotten fixed on their family and haven't moved on, or we haven't grown up. And the less someone is dependent on their family for emotional needs, the more they take care of their own emotional needs for themselves. And this is the increasing the level of self-differentiation. And that's what self-differentiation is about, is becoming you while staying connected. Number 11, fear of abandonment, fear of being alone, or fear of being a family orphan, keeps our family of origin stuck inside us. Dealing with those fears, Resolving those fears allows us to let go of that family that's stuck inside of us. And then 12th is the last. If someone just cannot get over the obsession, just cannot get, and is so enmeshed, so obsessive compulsive about their family, I even recommend that they use a 12-step program to deal with their enmeshment and or addiction to their family of origin. Because addiction programs and 12-step programs can help with that obsession, the compulsion, the need to walk on eggshells, the worry, the fear of losing them, the fear of staying in contact with them. Often clients will put more and more worry time, put in more and more worry time about their family of origin than in their own recovery and self-care. So we may need to work a first step, and you can take a look at the 12 steps and take a look at it, to begin to deal with that obsession about our family of origin. If you want more help with letting go of your family of origin, or getting your family of origin out of you, contact me for expert help in this field. Many people find a great sense of emotional control and less reactivity having sessions with me. They feel less reactive, more self-loving and accepting, a greater peace, happier relationships, and more in control of their lives. They can sleep better, they have less depression, they even learn how to do conflict better in a way that does not frighten them or leave them feeling alone or afraid. There are many rewards to addressing these issues and getting the family out of us and becoming more self-differentiated. Contact me for an appointment. My contact information is on the screen, my email and my phone number. Please join our YouTube channel. If you want more resources or a complete listing of all of my over 100 free videos on YouTube, contact me via email and I'll send them to you free. I want to tell you today, thank you very much for watching and have a great day.